Hello everybody, welcome back to Grisaia no Kaijitsu. This is episode probably 8 or 9 at this point. Once again, it's been a while since I've recorded, but school's almost out, so we're going to get mad anime working this summer. So yeah, we're just going to jump right back into this. We finished off last episode when Yuuji was telling the Vietnam ghost story. For whatever reason, I don't know. But yeah, let's get right back into it. So the story went. What do you think? Get a bit of a chill?
What the heck's wrong with you? I peed myself a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that. Forget it.
As if I could. I'm gonna go cry on the way to the bathroom tonight.
My bad.
Next time you tell me a story, make it a slightly happier one, okay?
Huh? Yeah, got it. Still don't know why I told the ghost story about war, but nah. I'm not him, so I don't know. Machina throws her empty juice box into a trash can and starts to patter away. As usual, she leaves as quickly as she arrives. But this time, after walking about 3 meters, Machina stops on the spot and turns back to me.
Hey, Oni-chan.
What?
Do you think there's a life after death?
Life after death? Well, can't say for sure since I've never experienced it firsthand. If you believe in it, then maybe there is. In the army, there's a popular story about an afterlife exclusively for soldiers. It's a story you'll find in the armed forces of pretty much any country, in pretty much identical form. If you believe an afterlife is waiting for you, it will be. I'm sure it's something like that.
Gotcha, thanks. Okay, see you later.
With those words, she runs off, this time without looking back. I don't think I said anything particularly interesting, but hearing words of thanks naturally lightens my mood anyway. Drinking up the remaining oolong tea with a gulp, I throw the empty cup in the trash bin and walk off towards our classroom for the 6th period class. Oh, we were right at scene change. Can't believe we stopped there. There's a subspecies of women distinguished by an excessive kind of helpfulness, the burning desire to take care of other people's problems. Within a few days of entering the school, I had a rough idea that Suo fit this busybody woman classification. But I have to admit, I wasn't expecting her to extend her meddling to me quite so quickly. Although I suppose it's inevitable that we'd run into each other a lot since we live in the same dorm, it seems like she's coming up to me every free moment and playing the big sister.
You're having trouble with anything? If you need any help at all, you just let me know, okay?
I wish she put herself in my shoes. It's not easy having to politely shoot her down every time.
Yuuji-kun.
Not wasting any time, are you? I'm not sure how she got the idea in her head, but lately every time I break the ends, Amane's been clinging to me from behind. Oh. Then forcefully pressing her oversized lumps of pressed blubber against me as if to say, check it out, I'm the big tits character. The way they droop just a little is very popular with the enthusiasts. Very popular with the enthusiasts. Look, you're heavy. Remove your chest flap from my head.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean, Yuuji-kun? Do you hate breasts?
On the contrary, I'm something of a fan. Oh god, I swear. Someone had to spend time writing this. It's beyond me.
Then it's all good to sit back and enjoy it. These tits would drive any red-blooded man wild. Keep acting like that and you won't get a reputation as being a homo. You want 30-year-old men with beards to start hitting on you? I prefer that. If a man hits on me, I can hit on him with my fists. What do you want from me? If you have something to say, then spit it out already. It's nothing in particular. Just wondering if there was anything you didn't follow in that class, or whatever. Just wanted to play the big sister a bit.
Thanks, sis, but I'm a big boy now, so could you please get lost?
You're just shy. That's so cute.
Squeeze. It's not that. I'm a dainty little thing. I'll break more easily than you think.
Precisely why I'm giving you such a nice gentle hug.
They say a snapping turtle won't release prey from its bite even if lightning strikes nearby. Amani's a similar beast. Once she clings to me, my only release is the sound of the bell. If this woman kept a pet cat, I'm positive it would go bald from stress within a week. I'm not confident my own hair will be safe if I allow these assaults to continue. I think it's about time I get my message across, even if it requires taking a somewhat harsh attitude. Amani, that's enough. Just as I begin to shout, Sakaki appears with spectacular timing.
Suo-san, do you have a moment? Aye.
Yumiko grimaces at Amane's response. Her glare is expressive. Aye, what are you supposed to do?
Well, alright then. You're supposed to prepare the projector for the upcoming geography class, remember? Oh boy, you're right. I'm on day duty with Machina today. Yuuji-san, so you're preparing by yourself? Do you not plan to help? Sorry, Yuuji-kun, I've gotta go.
Don't mind me.
I think you should hurry before Yuuji-san breaks something again. Machina, wait, don't break it!
She finally released me. What a noisy woman. She's purposely making a fuss. Is she that afraid of people realizing she's depressive? What do you mean? Exactly what I said. Even so, I find this preferable to the old Suo-san's incredible timid behavior, so I've already accepted it as the lesser of two evils. Make it sound like you're familiar with her past. Have you known Amani that long? I suppose so, if you consider it here so long time. So Amani wasn't always like this? What, you want to know more about her? I just don't understand the woman. Why does she drape herself all over me like that? There's no way I would know that. How about asking her? So finally some sense. I did. Just the other day, having stocked up on necessities for my new dorm life at the local supermarket, I was wandering leisurely around the area in front of the station. It's you, John. What you doing here? Don't call me that. Why? It's cute. Spare me. I can't get any cuter than I already am. All the other girls would get jealous and start picking on me. Dad, that tongue of yours. Anyone ever tell you reminds them of someone? Like who? Who knows? More importantly, what's up? Shocking. Amani pointed at the plastic supermarket bags dangling from my hand. Box of tissues, a pack of batteries, salad dressing, and mayonnaise. Also instant curry and dental floss, and some bean sprouts. Look, you don't just start rifling through my bag. If you're buying curry, Shoei by the North Exit is cheaper than Simon by the South Exit, you know. Shoei sells bean sprouts at 29 yen a bag, too. You're as knowledgeable as always. Do you wander around comparing prices all day long? It's not like I check every day. I just pay attention when I go shopping, I guess. She's got an impressive devotion to economizing. I felt definite admiration since my master was the sort of wild woman who bought things without even looking at the price tag. He's fumbling through everything right now, jeez. Let's see, get milk, cakes, and vegetables from Shoei, fish, meat, and toilet paper from Sanyo. Try to remember that. Well, I'm not that caught up on the price. I appreciate the thought, but I just want a store that's convenient. It's all well and good to wander around looking for bargains, but when you consider the increased effort and consumption and time involved, getting too picky frequently turns into a loss. Well, I guess that's how guys are. That's right, I'll be going. You heading back? Yeah, I did finish my shopping. Then let's walk back together. As soon as the words left her mouth, Amani was standing by my side, firmly grasping my hand. What do you think you're doing? What are you talking about? This, of course. In demonstration, I raised the hand that Amani had gripped, or rather captured. Her fingers entwined tightly with mine. What am I? A kid who won't go home unless Mom pulls him there? I've got to admit, I don't remember acting quite that adorably, so I'm very interested in where you're coming from here. Still gripping my right hand tightly, Amani raised the forefinger of her other hand against her lip and racked her brains for an answer. Oh my god. What kind of big sis walking home hand in hand with her brother role-playing? Oh, is that it? If it's role-playing, then I guess I have to play along. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Did you really think I'd say that? Oh. I forcefully yanked my arm free, shaking off Amani's grip. Jeez, do you hate it that much? If you think that puppy dog face will make me act nicer out of guilt, you're very wrong. Don't flirt in public, that's a rule of mine. Well, it's very serious about this. Sounds like it happens all the time. So it's okay when we're alone? Stop twisting my words. The point is, I can't think of a single reason why I should hold hands with you. Damn, dude. Because I want to hold hands? Is it good enough? It's not an answer to the question why you want to hold hands. The truth is, because of a traumatic accident in my past, I feel really uneasy unless I'm holding hands with someone. Some kind of obsessive-compulsive disorder? What sort of accident was it? That's a secret. The hell? Haha, don't get mad, I'm just joking. As she spoke, Amani took my hand for the second time. Joking? When did the joke start? Oh, God, this is irritating. Take the left at least. I can't calm down when someone's got hold of my dominant hand. Oh, God. Oh, man. I'm scrolling everywhere. Look, it's not like there has to be some big reason for us to hold hands. It's just, you know, we ended up being classmates and all, so let's be friends. That's all I was thinking. Why get friendly with me? Do I need a reason? When you were a kid or whatever, did you go around picking your friends by some calculation of loss or gain? Hard to say, didn't have any. Damn. Then let's reverse your question. Why don't you want to get friendly with me? I wouldn't say I don't. I just want to understand your motive. Then it's all good. Let's be friends. You're a weird one.
I'm pretty sure there isn't a single normal kid at our school, you know.
I'm going back.
Yeah, let's...
Having moved to my left as I requested, Amane didn't mess around any further. On her way back, she calmly acted her age. Holding hands really did seem to be enough to satisfy her. Doubts did run through my head. Considering it's only been a day since we met, she's bizarrely friendly, but still, as she's a member of our class full of special cases, despite her relatively normal facade, Amane must have her own unhappy circumstances. This hand-holding may well have some meaning for her. What a nice boy. So, out of consideration for her past, she found herself unable to flatly refuse her demands for physical contact, and that toleration gave rise to this flagrantly over-the-top fondling, right? We'll make a detective of you yet.
You're quite full of yourself.
Sakaki, what sort of accident was Amane involved in?
I don't know.
If it's not something you can talk about, I'll leave it alone.
That's not it. I really don't know, and I don't particularly want to know either. Although I have heard that the incident involved a motor vehicle accident.
A car crash?
Apparently, a bus she was riding in a serious... A bus she was riding was in a serious accident, which gave rise to mental illnesses, or something along those lines. My information is admittedly limited, but I certainly didn't hear anything about a pathological need to hold hands. And why was she so persistent about it? I'm telling you, I don't know. Her eyesight's bad, maybe that's the cause. Does bad eyesight make you want to hold hands? Who knows, baby with undeveloped eyesight calm down by confirming the shape and warmth of things in their mouth. Maybe physical contact is reassuring when you can't see well. Plausible theory, but I'm having a hard time buying it in her case. In the first place, are her eyes that terrible? I don't know. I think I mentioned this, but I'm not interested. Oh, God. Go. I'm wasting my breath talking to you. These kids. What a coincidence. I was just about to mention how incredibly tedious I find speaking with you. Guess we're done here. Or we would be if I hadn't just spotted Kamine Sachi out of the corner of my eye. Hey Sachi, you have a minute? Yes, what can I do for you? I feel like her and Makina have like the same voice. I don't really know how to get around. I'm not good with female voices. You know anything in particular about Amane's past? No, I can't go say I'm familiar with the details. So in other words, nobody knows the whole story? It's not the sort of topic we feel comfortable asking about. She's recovered emotionally to a point where she'd proactively share the story of her misfortune. She wouldn't be stuck in a place like this. But true enough. As long as the person in the question doesn't want to discuss it, I suppose I shouldn't pry any further. And in the first place, I'm a little dubious that Amane's past really has anything to do with her holding my hand. Let's see, did you perhaps do something to gain her affection, prompting an unconscious desire to hold your hand? Let's take things in a new direction. Specifically, what do you think I did? Let's see, for example, maybe you rescued Amane-san when she was surrounded by a gang of hooligans. That's it. On a rainy day? On a rainy day? Oh god, she's the wrong character. On a rainy day, she spotted you silently leaving your umbrella over the band kitten in the cardboard box, haha. What's so funny? Well, whatever. Neither rings a bell. I have no memories of us being lovers in a previous life either. A nasty memory like that would be best forgotten anyway. It's quite the event that a boy finally transferred into the school. Maybe she wanted to sort of try out the experience of dating now that she has the chance. Do you think so? Incidentally, Sachi, does that mean you've gotten an interest in holding hands and going on a date with me as well? Well, I'm not opposed to holding hands itself. If you strongly ordered me, hold hands with me, we're going on a date. I'm fairly sure I wouldn't refuse. I see. Thanks for your valuable opinion. I'll file it under not helpful in the slightest. How about you, Sakaki? Me? With you? Hand-holding? On a date? Right, got any interest? This is the problem. I'm not sure how to answer without hurting you. I get the picture. Thanks so much for your compassion. So in the end, asking around didn't get me anything, resembling a clear answer. From what Sakaki says, it doesn't seem like Amane wants to hold hands indiscriminately. The mystery's only deepening. Maybe it's because she likes him. I don't know. You alright there, Makina? The door is narrow. Don't bump against it. Yeah, I got it. God, that voice is wrecking my throat. And literally 2 seconds later, you do it anyway. Yeah, I'm that sort of life form. Just at that moment, Amane enters the classroom pulling Makina by the hand, oblivious to our gossiping. I point my thumb towards the pair and their connected hands. You said Amane doesn't have a habit of holding hands, right? Really, Grisaia is a special case. If you don't keep a grip on her, she'll wander off to God knows where. God is yawning all the time. Wow.
Sakaki watches Amane and Makina as she speaks. Suddenly she clasps her hands together as if struck by a burst of insight.
Perhaps she's put you in the same category as that girl.
You say what? Wait, what? I've been put in the same category with this girl who looks about 12 and seems likely to get lost toddling after a butterfly? What a seriously unpleasant thought.
Suicide is a helpful type, you know. This might sound a little bad, but perhaps she loves hopeless men.
I appreciate that. You're probably trying to help, but it's basically an indirect saying of, you look like a hopeless man.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant to imply.
Sakaki, can you please stop rubbing salt in the wound without even realizing? It kinda stings.
My, that's unexpected. I was trying to be generous as possible, too.
Mind answering one last question for me?
Let me see.
Is there even a single normal person in this school?
I thought I told you already. If they were normal, they wouldn't be here. And that goes for you as well.
That's true enough. Don't think you've got some special variety of unhappiness. Sensing the admonition underneath Sakaki's words, I fear the stirrings of something like shame. Whether it's normal or not, the student life isn't bad in its own way. I've started to like this place enough to reach that conclusion. A hobby is a window that gives you a fresh perspective on the world, or so my sister said. But when I was a kid, struggling through my daily life was about all I could handle. I disliked and avoided change, even when it might have brought me something new. So my sister's recommendation was to at least try reading books. That sister of mine was an unbelievably voracious bookworm herself, and she began to push the ones she finished on me. I soon picked up a reading habit, although I didn't find any particular meaning in it at the time. My sister's dead now, as are my parents, and my master, yet I'm still reading. This guy's a sad boy, wow. The sister who taught me to read books, the parents who weren't angry at me when I was reading books, and the master who praised me for reading books, buying me as many as I wanted. I'm grateful to them now, since I found some meaning in the act of reading.
Kasumi-kun. Do you have a moment?
Yeah. I turn around in response to Yumiko's greetings and find her carrying a sizable load of paperbacks and hardcover books.
I brought some books that I finished reading. Interested?
Sure, I appreciate it as always.
It's fine, it's convenient for me to have you take them off my hands.
As anyone with a long-term reading habit is well aware, books pile up before you know it. That said, it's hard to just throw them away. Selling them to a used bookstore feels disrespectful to the author. Yet, the ideal is to find another avid reader to dump them on. Incidentally, before I came to Sakaki had apparently been pushing the books she finished onto the library. By now she's established her own private shelf in there, full of pleasure reads. Most likely she spied me by coincidence as she was carrying her books and figured she could save herself the walk. Heavy, right? Here. I slide my hands under the books Sakaki's carrying.
Hey!
Watch it, don't take your hands off yet, the books are gonna fall.
Your hand seems to be touching mine.
Of course it is, don't worry, my hygienic standards are higher than you might expect.
That's not what I... Jeez.
You complain too much. Alright, I've got a hold on them, you can let go.
You're pretty insensitive, did you know that?
That's so. Anyway, I'll gratefully read the books. When I finish, I'll return it to the Sakaki collection, so if you want to reread any of them, they'll be in the library.
Fine, but I'll be leaving.
Yeah. I take a quick look at the... Oh, I take a quick look at the titles of the books I'm holding. I read that as titties, and I'm like, oh no, that's where this is going. Tell the books I'm holding. Sorei Akai, The Decisive Pudding Battle. Kumabata Takeru, Yesterday's Black Cat. Hirao Atsuko, The Exit of the Desert. Sonori Takami, Professor Takeda's Dinner. Ethan Crow, An Insolent Woman. Shinonome Kazuma, You Blew It, Omori. Although she reads quite a variety of genres and authors, it seems that Takaki fundamentally likes whodunits. In the 6 books she passed me, 4 are mysteries. Come to think of it, I could easily see Sakaki sitting at a detective's desk using her brains for a living. Flipping open one of the books, I speak towards the shadow of a nearby pillar. I don't really know what that means. Oh. Makina, how long do you plan on hiding there? All makes sense now.
Okay.
I'm not mad or anything. How about you come out?
How did you know it was me?
Your aura is too crude. I can sense you even when you're hidden.
That's news to me.
I just said that for the hell of it. You were casting a shadow on the floor. I could tell it was you from the height and the shaggy head.
So my stuff with the crude part?
Pretty much. Why were you hiding in the first place?
I wasn't really hiding, just keeping quiet till you and Yuuji-chan finished talking.
You don't get along with Sakaki?
I'm okay with her, but I don't think Yuuji-chan likes me much.
On the other hand, I'm pretty sure Sakaki said something like, I think Irusu-san avoids me on purpose. You're in a state of mutual awareness. Well, I suppose that does happen sometimes. Sakaki, a guarded person who doesn't reveal her thoughts easily, and Makina, who feels most secure when she's buried her way into someone's heart. The personal comfort zones may be incompatible. Well, it's foolish to expect everyone to get along. A long time ago, when the guy hated black people with a passion. I knew a guy who hated black people with a passion, and nothing anyone said could get him to change his mind. Sakaki, Yumiko, and Irusu-maki. There's no need to forcibly push them together, but in their case, maybe mutual compromise is called for. I don't think Sakaki dislikes you, Makina, so try not to hate her yourself.
Like I said, I'm okay with her, it's just, I don't know what to talk about with her.
I see.
Let me ask you instead.
Oh god. It's not even 12 yet.
Let me ask you, how the heck did you get so friendly with that cranky Yumi-chan?
Well, it's not like we're particularly close, but we have a common interest in books, so I guess that helped get things started. Of course, I get the idea Sakaki mostly views me as a little more than a convenient book disposal. After all, it's hard to say you're friendly with someone who scowls so bluntly just because your hands touch. Makina, do you have any hobbies?
Hobbies? I guess walking, maybe.
Solo?
Yeah, mostly by myself.
That's not good.
Why not? Doesn't playing by yourself sound kind of weird? It's all good, yeah.
No, also, no.
Huh?
At the company I work at, solitary hobbies are fundamentally discouraged. They place a lot of stress on keeping up some form of communication with others. When it comes to the interests of the employees, the basics are alcohol, women, and gambling. But it's a bit difficult to own up to that in front of the boss. Therefore, when asked, some of them just come up with a safe-sounding conventional hobby, like shogi or go. When the superiors reacted favorably to those answers, the end result was always that the hobbies column in the employee survey data recorded an overwhelming number of shogi buffs. Although going with the flow is pretty much a defining Japanese characteristic, it's still something of a pathetic story. Well, having given them a nice safe hobby like reading myself, I guess I can't really say too much. Oh, nothing, just talking to myself. Incidentally, once you're the one giving the surveys out, in other words, an executive type, the hobby of choice would be gardening, not something you can do when you're living out of the barracks.
Are hobbies that important?
Yeah, it's better to have some interest than not, even if they're really worthless. For example, the aforementioned employees in their wine limited song. Even then, if they can help you find a single common interest with someone, your hobbies are worthwhile as a social lubricant, even if they're worthless in every other respect. This is something I heard secondhand from a senior employee at my job, but sometimes you get cases like this. This is a story about a man who took a business trip to Gifu Prefecture. It was a group expedition with the purpose of field testing new equipment that had just been deployed throughout his company. At the time, the man in question was a new employee, not even out of his training period. Nonetheless, he found himself taking a long, bumpy ride into the mountains on a company bus, accompanied by the chief of his special department. The man didn't have the first clue why he had been selected for the trip, let alone what he'd to expect to do on it. To make matters worse, he was sitting next to a powerful superior he barely knew. In short, the man was about ready to vomit from sheer terror and anxiety. He fought desperately to keep calm, but his face was pale as a sheet. The bus finally reached its destination at the foot of Mount Kinka in Gifu after many unpleasant hours, but the man's relief was temporary, as his boss informed him that they would be attending a large banquet in a high-class inn that night. Corporate banquets are basically a cruel kind of talent show. New employees are expected to perform some skill for the amusement of the gathered VIPs. The newbies from each department mounted the stage one after the other. Quite a few croaked out, popular karaoke ballads with stiff faces, but there were also some pretty competent juggling acts. Even one stand-up comedy duo, which got some laughs doing imitations of superiors. The man watched the other acts with a fluttering heart. His turn was approaching fast, but he was basically a walking, breathing lump of artistic incompetence, an asocial type without a single talent worth performing in front of others. Just as he was wondering whether he could escape by pretending a sudden illness, the man was practically kicked out onto the stage by the senior employees. For lack of better thought, he started to sing. But the man didn't know any popular songs. Worse, he couldn't remember any of the standard folk songs or children's music that might have worked in a pinch. The man went instead with the theme song from a superhero TV show, Lightspeed General Daimakarov, which he'd loved as a kid. By this point, he couldn't help but feel a growing sense of despair. This was, of course, the man's first time singing in public. He didn't have much of a voice. Within moments, he was showering jeers from the audience. "The hell are you singing? What's with you? Hey, asshole, you're just making that up on the spot? But that's enough. Get off the stage. You suck." Although he wasn't the type to break down in tears, the man felt a deep urge to dig himself a hole and crawl into it. Only sheer stubbornness carried him through the last humiliating note. God, this guy just tells her stories all the time. Wow. When it was over, the man quickly bowed from the stage and raced back to his seat. On that walk back from the stage, the man had a thought. I wish I'd learned a popular song or two. So if he'd been singing karaoke as a hobby, he wouldn't have gotten embarrassed? Well, if you look at it that way, you're right. The story isn't over yet. Oh boy. With the equipment test wrapped up, the man had returned to his new assignment at the branch office in Shizuoka. Someone called out to him as he was dealing with the transfer paperwork. "Oh, so you're really new because saying Daimakarov at the banquet in Gifu." The man's breath caught in his throat. He'd figured out by now that the main job of his superior was to flaunt their authority by picking up the smallest mistakes and then rubbing his nose in them. And the manager speaking to him was infamous for his zealous leadership of his underlings. Frankly, the man was about and ready to piss his pants. He swallowed and chewed his lip, bitter thoughts running through his head. Is he going to blame on me? How long will I have to grovel? But the manager's words took him by surprise. I loved the show when I was a kid. The man blinked, dumbfounded by this unexpected development. "You're from Hiroshima, kid?" According to the manager, Daimakarov reruns were played relentlessly every weekend afternoon on the local station. Practically every child in Hiroshima grew up watching the show. But the man wasn't a Hiroshima native. In the area he lived in as a child, the Children's Encore Theater program broadcast old episodes of the show every summer. He just happened to see a few. Even so, the manager must have been really pleased to find a few Daimakarov fans as soon as he began a fellow Daimakarov fan as he began to pull a few strings to the man's benefit. One night after work, the man returned to his bed in the company dorm to find that a white plastic bag had been tucked underneath the sheets in his neatly made bed. He didn't remember putting it there himself. When he asked around, nobody else had any idea where it came from. The bag contained a huge jelly roll and a cup of instant ramen. As a new employee, the man had to eat dinner at a set time of 5 p.m. By 10 p.m., lights out time at the dorm, all of the trainees would be starving. This supplemental meal was therefore a very considerate present. The man had an idea of who was responsible. Most likely, his Daimakarov buddy at the top was the only one who could have pulled it off. On top of the early dinner time, learning the ropes as a trainee is particularly tiring. His Daimakarov buddy had probably figured he'd had a hard time getting his young body to fall asleep on an empty stomach. The man actually didn't have a particularly big appetite, and wasn't the type to be troubled by regular meals. But then again, as a new employee, he didn't have much time he could spend freely on snacks and such. A little sugar was extremely welcome. If I could get caught, they'll be punished too. Poor Will. Poor guy. So the man spilled the smuggler's food with the other trainees in his room, and they all devoured their shares greedily. Actually, I have no idea if the little mumble popped up showed up. I wasn't looking, but yeah. I don't even know if he said anything. Poor guy did. As a present from his Daimakarov buddy, at the time they were known as the Daimakarov supply drops, continued. That talentless, quiet, and harmless triple threat contender for the social crown suddenly found himself getting along with the group in his dorm, all thanks to the Daimakarov connection. And 3 months later, when the man's training period came to an end, was once again hit his Daimakarov buddy, whose recommendation got him assigned to the Achiever branch office he'd hoped for. I was just afraid I'd been pronouncing that wrong the whole time. In other words, when it comes to hobbies and interests, anything is fun. Finding friends you can talk about some common interests with is a really valuable thing. Sometimes something that small can be a trigger for gaining a huge leg up in life. That's the moral of the story.
Whew, I don't really get it, but Daimakarov kind of sounds like the macaroon.
It is probably pronounced Daimakarov.
I'm hungry.
I thought this was a pretty meaningful story. I guess I didn't quite get across.
Basically you're saying I should try stuff out and expand my interests instead of playing dolls or wandering around by myself all the time.
Well, more or less. When you're young, you should mess around with all sorts of things. Just try to find something that grabs you, even if it's stupid crap.
How about you, Oni-chan? Anything got a hold on you right now?
I mean, after all that spacing out, that's a pretty sharp question. I glanced down towards the pile of borrowed books I'm holding in my hands. I mean, I suppose, like, right now I don't have anything other than reading that qualifies.
I want a jelly roll.
You really aren't listening to a word I say, are you? Well, not to say that you don't need to, or not to say that you need to.
But the word jelly roll in the story just now got me jonesing something fierce. Oh, and the macaroon man, too.
Go get Amani to make something.
An excellent suggestion, Oni-chan. Come to Amani's room later, okay? Let's have snacks together.
Yeah, if I'm in the mood.
Okay, then see ya.
I see. I learned my own lesson from this conversation. If there's a mention of food in the middle of a story, Makina won't remember another word. I'll have to be more careful next time. That's probably where we'll end the episode. Been about 30 minutes. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Whoa.